is Andromache? Andromache was the daughter of Iliad, who was the king of the Sicilian Thebe. Andromache's mother, who was Iliad's wife, which was not named in the book, was captured in the raid that killed Iliad and his 7 sons. After her release, she died in Troy at the instigation of the goddess Artemis. Andromache was married to Hector, by whom she had a son named Scamandrius, but Trojans call him Astyanac, which means king of the city, as the heir to the heir of Troy. Throughout his appearance in the Iliad, Andromache is portrayed as a loving wife and a mother. Andromache's first major appearance occurs in Book 6 as she attempts to convince her husband not to go off to war. She outlines the many rules Hector feels for her as she pleads with him not to leave the city walls, and then advises him on the safest course of battle. The fact that she is bold enough to make the suggestion suggests her role in the home is not the silent and meek one typically associates with the ancient woman, but rather a helpmeet to her husband, accustomed to providing counsel and intelligent in the ways of war. Andromache is seen doing typical housewife duties again immediately after Hector's death in Book 22, and portrayed as the perfect wife, weaving a cloak for her husband in the house's innermost chambers and preparing a bath in preparation for his return from the battle. However, without Hector, Andromache is no longer the brave woman she was in Book 6, but rather a frail woman who needs the support of her sisters-in-law and laments the fate of her son now that he has no father to guide him. Throughout the Iliad, the character of Andromache exemplifies the power women held in the society as housekeepers. They were not necessarily the silent shadows and pieces of property that they seemed to be within the Greek camp, such as Briareus, but they were respected by their men and had their own voices. While Andromache begs her husband not to go to war for fear of losing him, she accepts his decision as protector of the home and has such faith in him that she prepares for his return. So, we see the lifestyles and risk that all of the women of Troy took as their men fought outside the gates and away from the family as their only means of protecting it through Andromache. While her situation after Hector's death appears to be miserable, it's difficult to imagine how things could have turned out differently.